Hello everyone! Welcome to your weekly tech update, the show that explores the newest, coolest, and sometimes mind-boggling side of tech, available on the interwebs. I am your tech therapist, Ray McNeil. I'm here to take your mind off of the current state of the world, and my prescription: technology. Coming up on the program today, Google's Tilt Brush virtual painting app is coming to the PlayStation VR. This has me so excited. Valve's first entry into the Half-Life world in 13 years is now available, and it's in VR. And happening in this week's What The, we're actually going to rename the segment this week to give you just a moment of joy. That and a whole lot more coming up on today's edition of your weekly tech update, next. Hi everyone. Google's Tilt Brush painting app is conquering one of its few remaining frontiers. We're talking about consoles. The search giant has teamed up with Outer Loop Games to release the 3D creative tool for the PlayStation VR. To no one's surprise, it's the same experience, just in your living room. It turns your PlayStation Move controllers into virtual brushes that you can use to create pretty much any immersive masterpiece that you can dream up. And yes, Sony is aware that Move controllers aren't always easy to find. It's actually selling a $100 Tilt Brush bundle that includes 2 wands plus a code for Tilt Brush. That kit doesn't include the PlayStation VR headset itself, but it beats having to scrounge for controllers at other stores or even shops like Goodwill. However you complete your setup, it could be worth the expense if you need another creative tool to help you relax during a particularly stressful time. Dragon's Lair was a technological marvel when it was released way back in 1983. Instead of using conventional graphics of the day, which were not great at all, it featured real animation by ex-Disney animator Don Bluth, enabled by beefy Laserdisc storage. It wasn't a particularly good game. Alright, it was horrible, but those stunning visuals turned it into a 5-star quarter eater and inspired home versions on a variety of platforms. The original is on Steam right now if you wanted to play it, and GOG picked up the Dragon's Lair trilogy back in 2018. In 2015, Bluth and Gary Goldman launched a $550,000 Kickstarter project to help fund the creation of Dragon's Lair the movie. It tanked, so they canceled and went to Indiegogo looking for $250,000, slightly over what was pledged on Kickstarter. Now, at this time, they were actually successful, achieving their goal in just a couple of weeks and ultimately pulling in more than $350,000. And now, according to The Hollywood Reporter anyway, the project has been picked up by Netflix, with none other than Ryan Reynolds in talks to star as Dragon's Lair hero Dirk the Daring. Bluth, Goldman, and John Pomeroy, another animator who left Disney to work with Bluth, are producing this. Netflix confirmed the report on Twitter. Dragon's Lair isn't very big on plot. Princess Daphne has been kidnapped by the dragon Singe and is being held in the fortress of the evil wizard Marduk. And Dirk the Daring, a bold, vaguely dumb-witted knight, crashes the castle to rescue her. The game itself doesn't provide any greater depth because it's basically a series of rapid-fire quick-time events. That means the writers have the freedom to run with pretty much whatever they want. But whether that's actually a good thing, we'll have to wait and see. Hopefully it will be better than Reynolds' last collaboration with Netflix, the Michael Bay-directed cinematic fiasco, Six Underground. Honestly, I can't imagine it being any worse. However, I am an action fan, and I did find some mild entertainment out of that movie. Tesla is preparing to release an update to its Autopilot system that will enable it to finally automatically stop at traffic lights. And a video of the system at work has already been released. The automaker is supposed to induce more advanced driver assist features meant to help city driving, the same way Autopilot has been helping Tesla drivers for highway driving. It's part of what CEO Elon Musk calls the feature-complete version of its full self-driving capability, which Tesla was supposed to push at least to its early access owners by the end of last year. Instead, Tesla pushed what Musk called a full self-driving preview, which was the integration of stop signs and traffic lights in Tesla's Autopilot visualization. When the automaker pushed the update in December, Tesla's Autopilot system didn't act on those traffic lights. Now, it looks like Tesla has started to push an Autopilot update with the actual ability to handle intersections to its early access fleet, a group of owners who beta test new software updates from Tesla. Out of Spec Motoring on Twitter, who apparently has access to a Model 3 with early access software, released a video of the new Autopilot software in action. It shows the Model 3 detecting the red light and stopping the car on its own with some new driving visualizations. The driver assist feature for city driving is part of a promise that Tesla has made since starting to sell its full self-driving package many years ago now. It's going to be available to owners of Tesla vehicles with the latest Autopilot hardware and who paid the $7,000 full self-driving capable package price, which has been listing these two upcoming features: recognize and respond to traffic lights and stop, and automatic driving on city streets. The fact that the feature is in early access right now means that Tesla is closer than ever to releasing it to its broader fleet, but the timeline is not exactly clear. Sometimes Tesla only takes days between pushing a feature to its early access owners and the larger customer fleet, while at other times it can take weeks. While Tesla Autopilot will be able to automatically operate at intersections like with Autopilot on the highway, Tesla still says that drivers must keep their hands on the steering wheel at all times and, of course, be ready to take control. The driver is still always responsible for driving a Tesla vehicle.